Welcome, everyone, to the L7C podcast, Power Rangers edition. Today, we have a very special Christmas podcast for you involving the Power Rangers, all the kids across the world. I knew I was one of them, shoot, to an extent, sometimes still am. Was writing lists of Santa Claus wishing for Power Ranger toys, more specifically, Power Ranger MegaZords. And I loved getting those from good old St. Nick on Christmas. So we decided this month to do a top Power Ranger MegaZord episode. And we have the captain with us, Byron Mitchell. How are you doing today, sir? Ooh. Were you able to take that to school? Your folks said they said no, no. That's the smart thing. With this Power Ranger one, man, I don't really have like a particular top 10 because there's so many. I do have my tops. I do have my favorite two or three, and then the rest can just be bunched up. So I felt like for this episode, we just start naming some Zords, talking about why we like them, and then go from there. Okay, okay. Do you want me to start off or do you want to start it off? Okay. One of my favorite Megazords, which I think people sleep on. I want to make sure I say the correct name for it as I am scrolling through my list right now. I did like the Power Rangers Dino Thunder Megazord. I felt like they had some good Zords on them. Obviously, with Tommy Oliver being in there, the T-Rex having a drill for a freaking tail, the Dinozords as they were called because they were the Dino Thunder Power Rangers. I did like that Megazord a lot. What about a Zord for you? Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Right. Byron, go ahead. Go ahead. Listen, Zord for us. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's true. You are a big fan of the SPD series. You're a big advocate for them. And then just to, yep. And just to go back on the Dino Thunder one, the correct name, Thundersaurus Megazord. That is a smooth name. Byron, another one of my top Zords, since you went SWAT, I will go one of the first Power Rangers to have their public identities be public. Super Train Megazord, Lightspeed Rescue. I mess with that Zord heavy, and I feel like it is undervalued, underappreciated in the Power Ranger fandom. Seeing those trains get put together, the look of it, it is smooth. I just remember from the Lightspeed Rescue intro, which, by the way, also has one of the best intros in Power Rangers. I, I love the Super Train Megazord. Oh, no. Oh no, man. I like the sequence. I like the getting put together. Like the thing was great, and people really sleep on that thing. It was super. It was a very good Megazord with the Lightspeed rescue led by Carter and the crew, and it was huge. Like it was. It's probably one of the most powerful ones of all time as well. All right, what other Zords were you feeling? Okay. The Ninja Steel Megazord? Ninja Storm Megazord. Okay. Okay. No, because I like the Ninja Steel one. Like if you've seen that one, it's freaking huge. And it's like it has two bazookas holding on to it. So I was just like, kind of reminds me of for those Gundam fans, Heavy Arms from the Gundam series. But I really liked that one as well. And I can't lie to, I did, even though I did like the Galaxy Megazord from Lost Galaxy, but I think I liked more of the Magna Defenders Megazord, where he had the huge Tauros and he combines with the Tauros to become the human form. I was like, okay, I like the Magna Defender too, so I really liked those Zords as well. Man, Byron, I can't believe you didn't know anyone else who messed with the train. That's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't see that. Why being that so low? And one that was one of the top Megazords for me, just because sentimental, because I owned this one, was the Silver Ranger in space, his Megazord. I owned that one. I got that one from Santa Claus a long, long time ago, and having that white ship, putting the wings in there, and then having it transform, folding the wings in. That is one of my favorite Megazords as well. I like that one better than the in space one, even though they're both in the same season. Mm-hmm. Okay. I did also, I don't know if I want to go to like some of my top ones, and I know what my number one is, but I guess I can go to like some of my top five ish. Number five, which you can make the case, they actually had the best Zord lineup of all time. Power Rangers Wild Force, man. They had a lot of Zords, a lot of creativity, a lot of like shoot, each Ranger almost had two, three individual Zords on their own, and you could switch parts. You can mix and match which Zord combines with who. Obviously the Red Ranger Zord had to be the middle piece, but they were just so constantly changing. And then on the side of that, which was I guess is 5A, 5B, or 4, the Lunar Wolf, aka Zanaku's Megazord, Predazord, just three of them bad boys making a whole Megazord, and that was phenomenal as well, especially when he was a bad guy. That's one of my top five, both of them Zords. Ooh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Okay, Byron. Well, if that was your number two, what's your number like? So you have your two Predator. What's your number 5, 4-ish, 3 range? Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Well, then let me. So if I did 5, 4, so I said Wild Force. Number 3, then, because I guess I can. Yeah, I could say 3, and then I can add one since I just mentioned the Wild Force swords separately. Number 3 for me, I gotta have the Q Rex because that became its own Megazord. And gotta shout out to my Quantum Ranger Eric. That was one of my top 3 quantum power. He had a Zord by himself. It can go into its warrior mode as well, and that is one of my favorite Zords. And then let me see my list. And this is tough. I don't. And then another one for my favorite, I guess, what would be my number 2, which it's going all the way when they have to go all the way, all the way, all the way out. The Dino Ultra Zord, where you have the original Zords combined with the Green Ranger the Dragon Zord, combined with Titanus, the Ultra Zord, to become the Ultra Zord. That thing only came out when absolutely no other options. Probably maybe the most strongest Zord of all time because you have everyone combined. You have the 6 Zords combined on top of a whole other thing. That is my number 2, the Dino Ultra Zord. Wow, you're number 3. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, your number 3 is my number 1. The Thunder Megazord, just for the fact that all the things you said, the music, the song, the beat, them going in roll call, like Tyrannosaurus, Red Dragon, Thunderzord power, everything about it. You even later on, Tommy, White Dragon, Thunderzord power. Like those Zords, man, they were undefeated. Like those, that is my personal favorite. It might, I don't even know if it's more for the music or if it's more for the Zords, but I don't think any Zords have had that type of music since. Mm-hmm. So then, Byron, you said your number 2. What is your number 1? The original Megazord. Are you also including the Dragon Zord in that? Okay, okay. Were you a fan of the Dragon Zord? It'd be hard though not to. I mean, with the original team because they had 3 seasons, so they had all these different Zords. Like They had the Tiger Megazord, which instead of the Red Dragon being the middle piece, it was the Tiger. They also had the Shogun Megazord. Like they had a whole bunch. There was a time where they had the Shogun Megazord and the Ninja Megazord at the same time. See, I'm like, what are we doing in season 3? And it's the fact that they still got blown up. Oh, I understand. I just that's why I had to put it number 2, just because it's the music, man. Like I can get off this and start listening to the music and start getting into it. Like shoot, I already have on YouTube on my phone pulled up the Super Train Megazord scene. That yes. Mm-hmm. That was great when the music starts, when his dun 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 starts playing and you see it come out, you're just like, man, this dude is summoning a Megazord with a flute. With a flute. That's crazy. Byron, man, what was some of your like? Because there's a whole bunch of seasons. Obviously, like there was like the Z. I was just like, like Turbo. I was just like, But what were some of your favorite like individual Zords? Okay, those are my favorite individual Zord was it had to be Tyrannosaurus Red Dragon Thunder Zord power. When the dinosaur becomes the dragon, and you see the dragon going with the lightning going, and the fact that he could shoot out fire and he could transform basically to his own self Megazord, like in itself. That is my favorite individual Zord, and also a Zord that I think they gave a lot of like almost gives you Naruto vibes. If you remember when Tommy had the Falcon Zord and it's flying in with the sun, that's just like that. That's one of the hardest ones when it's coming in with the sun behind it and then it goes behind to become the wings. That's a top favorite one for me too. And then the Q Rex. I think those, and then Dragons. I think those would be some of my favorite. But yeah, that white Falcon just flying through gives me chills, man. Like they just did some good stuff. Like in space, obviously I already said I like the Silver Rangers thing because they were all in space. It's kind of crazy too how they had their alternate Megazord where they each had pieces, and then they also had their ship as a Megazord, and then Silver Ranger has his ship. It's just kind of crazy, like those Megazords that were people's home bases. But if your Megazord gets destroyed in the battle, you have nowhere to live. I also forget too how the Ninja Zords had like their each individual Zord before they became one. I remember them all running. I forgot which. I think it was Tom. No, it was Tommy and Catherine at that time who had to like share one because there was like they both would be in the white one. It's just like, oh man, this is this. They had a whole bunch of Zords, man. Mhm. Mm-hmm. Byron, I mean, now with the Zords still in like a little Christmas spirit, some bonus question before we sign off here today. Man, we need a like talking about these MegaZords and doing this stuff. We need a Power Ranger like open world game. Mm-hmm. Shattered grid. Yeah, just imagine the way you can have that be like you're there, whatever. They could make their own season. Then like you can unlock different skins if you want to wear like a student from a different season. And then you're building up your skill tree, learning different moves, getting different Power Ranger weapons, getting to those Megazords, building it up. And shoot, if you make it co-op with your friends, that you have to have 5 of them of different Zords so you can make a Megazord. That would be wild. I can't believe there's not a Power Ranger open world game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I would pre-order as soon as pre-orders were available. Like it. Oh yeah. Oh, Byron, that might have to be our next one. Top battleizers. But oh, that would be a Power Ranger open world game would be a great thing for like Christmas holiday season. Put that on all systems. Make it cross play. Like that'd be something else. Like whew. Yeah, man, it'd be kind of crazy. You can do so many different avenues. Like you can almost have it like the PvP style, like open world version, like a Halo, like a Call of Duty, like a Shinobi Striker. You got people on your team working together. Have your single player mode so you can unlock the stuff, and then yeah, just keep working and shoot. You get your different gear perks and all that, a la like an Avengers where you're earning gear and making their own way, like you earn it, like doing training with Zordon or stuff like that. And if you have the story thing where you got open world, like even the little things like, oh, if it's one of those older seasons or whatever, you can't morph from public. They can't know your identity. You got to go like stuff like that. That would be like a open world, like a Spider-Man Arkham series. That'd be wild. I know. Byron, anything else before we close shop? We're getting closer and closer to our end of year for the L7C. We got a couple more episodes going. We got Marvel and DC coming as both of their big Spider-Man is wrapping up. By the time Flash's Armageddon is wrapping up, and by the time Spider-Man wraps up, I think Hawkeye will be done as well or close to it. It'll be one episode behind because they're on episode 5 and they're a 6-part series. Okay. Okay. Oh, that makes some sense. So yeah, we'll be able to cover that a little bit, and then yeah, then we'll be going into 2022, and we got a lot of video. We had 4 Marvel videos in 2021. We have 3 DC movies early. Like, I mean, so we're gonna wait and see. Byron, anything else, man, before we close out? Yeah, with that being said, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Thank you for listening to L7C Podcast. Signing out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C Podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.